So for people who haven't been paying attention, CRISPR is this amazing new technology that allows you to do genetic engineering with an ease in human and plant cells that was not possible. And I think this will be the first time that it's actually used in people.
Yeah.
This is unprecedented.
Which is, CAR T-cell technology, and a lot of you know about that. But then the ability to edit cells to make them better than nature made them.
Shalom. All praises to the Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the brother pushing the truth in the name of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai throughout the four corners of the globe. This is Tather Yaf from GMS Boston camp, and I've been looking at this CRISPER baby news development as it goes along, and been doing a little digging, and I've been finding that in the prior clips that I had put up before the actual me speaking, this goes back to developing the pure race, so to speak, which is all out wickedness. The last clip is a movie that's coming out in September called Morgan, and it looks like it's pretty terrifying stuff. But let me get into the brief so-called history of it, of Edom's pure race. And this is an article from September 2003. And it goes back further than that, since they've been thinking about doing it. So this titled "The Horrifying American Roots of Nazi Eugenics." I'm gonna post it so brothers could read it. Funny thing is, you got the IBM cards right there. the old RFID locator. If people didn't know that, they know it. You can look it up and see it in history. But let me go on to read it. Hitler and his henchmen victimized an entire continent of exterminated millions in his quest for a so-called master race. But the concept of a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed master Nordic race didn't originate with Hitler. The idea was created in the United States of Babylon and cultivated in California decades before Hitler came to power. Californian eugenicists played an important part, although little known, role in the American eugenics movement's campaign for ethnic cleansing. So, eugenics is all underneath the guise of ethnic cleansing. Eugenics was the race pseudoscience determined to wipe away all human beings deemed unfit. Tribes, preserving only those who conform to a Nordic stereotype. Elements of the philosophies were enshrined as national policy by forced sterilization and segregation laws, as well as marriage restrictions enacted in 27 states in 1909. California became the third state to adopt such laws. Ultimately, eugenics practitioners coercively sterilized some 60,000 Americans, barred the marriage of thousands, forcibly segregated thousands in colonies, and persecuted untold numbers in ways we are just learning. Before World War II, nearly half or coercive sterilizations were done in California, and even after the war, the state accounted for a third of all such surgeries. And this is history because let me see if I can find something on it. But I remember watching, I think it was a Twilight Zone episode about this, but it definitely did happen. Let me see if I can pull up something on it. It's lucky. But see, it's all under the guise of ethnic cleansing. And that's what Esau's dream is, to take out people that he didn't account for being a part of his society. It falls underneath the Georgia Guidestones also, Let's see what I can dig up here. As an early leading force in the field of eugenics, California became the third state in the United States to enact the sterilization law. Compulsory sterilization, also known as forced or coercive sterilization programs, are government policies which attempt to force people to undergo surgical or other sterilizations. The reason government implemented sterilization programs vary in purpose and intent. In the first half of the 20th century, several such programs were instituted in countries around the world, usually as a part of eugenics programs intended to prevent the reproduction and multiplication of members of the population considered to be carriers of defective, though often they're not different and not inferior in a natural combination, racial, genetic traits. So this compulsory sterilization turned into Planned Parenthood, I'm pretty sure brothers know all about that. But I'm going to put the rest in the link underneath if you want to read a little bit more. But I seen something right here. Oh, eugenics would have been so much bizarre parlor talk had it not been for extensive financing by corporate philanthropists, uh, specifically the Carnegie Institution, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Harman Railroad Fortune. They were all in league with some of America's most respected scientists hailing from such prestigious universities as Stanford, Yale, Harvard, and Princeton. These academics expose race theory and race science, espoused race theory and race science, and then fake and twist data to serve eugenics racist aims. So that's the beginning of Planned Parenthood. But like I said, you can read the rest of the link. Sloppy. And you know, going into these designer babies. Because this is why I put that together. So it goes back to ethnic cleansing, the editing of genes, DNA. Okay, goes back to ethnic cleansing because they want this right here. And it says, designer babies debate should start, scientists say. Rapid progress in genetics is making designer babies more likely, and society needs to be prepared. Even scientists have told the BBC. Dr. Tony Perry, a pioneer in cloning, has announced precise DNA editing at the moment of conception in mice. He said huge advances in the past 2 years meant designer babies were no longer H.G. Wells' territory. Other leading scientists and bioethicists argue it is time for a serious public debate on the issue. Designer babies genetically modified for beauty, intelligence, or to be free of disease have long been a topic of science fiction. And you know why? Because this is what Esau's thinking in his mind right here. You know, odds are here 14. 14. Sloppy brothers. "14 and 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars. Yahweh, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation on the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." So that's what he's essentially planning. Because as you can see at the clip at the beginning, the scientist said, now that we know how to edit DNA, we can make babies better than nature can. And we know nature is not making a baby, but it's Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. That's a part of that. Going back to the article, Dr. Perry, who was part of the teams to clone the first mice and pigs, said the prospect was still fiction, but science was rapidly catching up to make elements of it possible. In the journal Scientific Reports, he detailed precisely editing the genome of a mouse at the point DNA from the sperm and egg come together. Dr. Perry, who was based at the University of Bath, told the BBC he used a pair of molecular scissors and a molecular sat nav that tells the scissors where to cut. It is approaching 100% efficiency already. It's a case of you shoot, you score. You see? So they want to be like the Most High in a major way, you know. And it is the latest development of CRISPR technology, which is a more precise way of editing DNA than anything that has come before. It was named one of the top breakthroughs in 2013 as the start of a new era of genetics, and is being used in a wide range of experiments in thousands of laboratories. As well, simply cutting the DNA to make mutations, as the Bath team have done it. It also is also possible to use the technology to insert new pieces of genetic code at the site of the cut. You see, and that's what they're really essentially trying to do is make their new race stronger than the Israelites. And when I say stronger, I mean mentally, physically, and attractive, so to speak. And you know, this goes to the part of when the Most High and the Son give us spiritual powers, they want to have something to counter that. So they're trying to get prepared for that right now, because it says that it is also possible to use technology to insert new pieces of genetic code at the site of the cut. So what they want to essentially try to do to make mutants. And it says right here, plain as day. Also, they're going to try to take away plagues from their new race of people. You know, they're trying to exclude themselves from the punishment, so to speak, from Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. They're taking away sicknesses, giving themselves extra boosts of mental abilities, what have you. You know, but I'm going to post a link to this too in the section below. But going on to the next one is Acts 17 and 24. It says, God that made the world, all things therein, saying that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in the temples made with hands. Neither is worship with men's hands, as though he needed anything, saying he giveth to all life and breath and all things. So if they create these babies in the false womb, it's going to be missing the thing that Yahweh puts into all life before it's made, and that is the spirit. So what you're essentially going to have is an abomination walking around without know-how, you know, the wisdom of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Also, it's very it's going to be a very unstable creation, because I'm pretty sure this movie Morgan is going to show you that. But you know, it's also other movies with other creatures that were born out of the same type of genetic, scientific projects, so to speak. That movie Jurassic Park, the last one that came out, they created that dinosaur in the genetic project, and it didn't work out too well in the end. You know, then you have that movie Splice. Same thing happened. So Esau is definitely a damn devil, because he doesn't care how things turn out, and he's going to try to bend and stretch for things to work in his direction. You know. Let me see. Hit it with Psalms 139 and 13. For thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. You know? So all this is saying is that what I had stated earlier, that you know, without a spirit, it's definitely going to be a dangerous animal that they produce. It's going to be an abomination onto the world. This thing could go wild as soon as it be born. You know, Esau is that type of demon, anyways, but he's held back by the bounds that the Lord has put on him. But when they create something that the Lord has made, it has no bounds, and it will go utterly mad. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, that movie Morgan is going to show that. This was just like a quick little sit down from the research that I've been pondering over. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.